There we go. We all heard it. Good. So, hi everyone. Apologies again for technical difficulties, and thank you everyone for joining the Philadelphia IFT Winter Webinar Series. We're super glad to have you here today. And today's webinar focuses on food protection and the impact of product recalls on the industry. And we'd like to thank our sponsor, Excess Food Ingredients, for their support. The session will explore some of the key food safety challenges facing the industry today, along with the far-reaching impact that product recalls can have on businesses, consumers, and brand trust. We'll also look at broader food protection strategies and discuss how emerging technologies are helping companies prevent, manage, and also mitigate recall risk. And just a quick note again, this webinar is being recorded and will be available on the on the Philadelphia IFT YouTube channel, where you can also access recording of our past webinars. So now it's my pleasure to introduce you to our first speaker here, Julie Masker, Vice President of Sales and Marketing at Excess Food Ingredients.
Good afternoon. I am Julie Masker, VP of Sales and Marketing at Essex, and it is my pleasure to announce our two speakers this afternoon. Up first, we will have Kim Louise, who is our Regional Sales Manager for parts of New Jersey. With more than 15 years of experience, Kim is a trusted sales expert in the food industry. She has sold ingredients globally to leading food, beverage, and dietary supplement manufacturers. And for the past 3 years, Kim has been with Essex, representing a diverse portfolio of suppliers. Known for her deep product knowledge and collaborative approach, she builds strong, trusted partnerships with her customers that help to drive long-term success. Kim has a master's in nutrition and food science from Montclair State University. After Kim presents, Joy Saha, PhD, will take over. He is Global R&D Director for Kerry Food Protection and Preservation, currently managing R&D functions for North America and LATAM region. Joy has a PhD in food microbiology from Oklahoma State University and postdoc training from the University of Florida in the US. Prior to joining Kerry, Joy had over 5 years of experience in food safety and preservation with roles in R&D and production functions. And I am happy to turn it over to Kim Louise for our first presentation.
Great. Thank you, Julie. I'm going to share my presentation quickly. Can you see that okay? Is that okay? Great. So hello, everyone. Thank you for joining the call today. I'm excited to talk to you about Essex Food Ingredients and how we can support your food protection and preservation needs. Sorry. There we go. So at Essex, we have a team of 10 sales managers in the Northeast. Our team is technically trained with food science degrees and even advanced food science degrees. We have a great passion for the food industry, and we have worked within the food industry for many, many years. Currently, we distribute thousands of ingredients, both specialty and commodities, from all over the world, manufactured by hundreds of reputable suppliers. A key partner of ours is Kerry, who you'll hear from today, and we've worked very closely with the Kerry team to support their food protection and preservation efforts. Our team even traveled to Beloit, Wisconsin, to the Kerry location for hands-on training. We are not just a supplier, we are a strategic partner, and we can support you every step of the way, from concept and product development to production, supply chain, planning, and beyond. Essex is a division of Skidmore Enterprise, which is a second-generation family-owned organization. The enterprise is composed of 4 companies that are all SQF Level 2 certified with exceptional ratings. We are very proud of this, and we invest heavily in quality. It will always be a top priority for our organization. This is a map of our distribution network. You can see Essex is located in Fraser, Pennsylvania, and the Essex territory is highlighted in that light green shade. But we do offer coast-to-coast distribution centers with our primary emphasis in the eastern half of the United States. As a strategic partner invested in your long-term success, Essex strengthens your supply chain with solutions designed to reduce complexity and improve efficiency. With our extensive distribution network powered by our enterprise collaboration, Essex delivers solution for customer-facing limited warehousing space, high inventory carrying costs. Our team identifies freight inefficiencies caused by fragmented LTL shipments and recommends carrier strategies tailored to your business. We help you save time, money, and resources. We help you save time by sourcing ingredients, managing invoices, and optimizing logistics. We help you save money by reducing transaction volume and consolidating orders. And we help your resources by allowing your team to focus on growth while we handle the operation complexity. Many of our customers think of us as an extension of their team. When working with Essex, one of the biggest wins our customers see is a shorter cash cycle. By tightening up inventory and improving sourcing efficiency, we help reduce both days inventory outstanding and days sales outstanding. Lower inventory levels don't just free up space, they free up working capital. That means less money tied up in product and more flexibility to invest in growth. Essex is also capable of a cost-plus pricing model. When combined with our supplier relationships, customers often see a direct margin lift. It's a combination of smarter buying and stronger negotiating power. Operational efficiency is where the day-to-day impact truly shows up. Many customers recover 20 to 30 hours per week, which is time they can redirect towards strategic work rather than chasing orders and managing exceptions. With leaner inventory and steadier supply, customers aren't facing shortages or dealing with excess. It helps create more predictable rhythm for your operations. This also reduces waste, both in expired product and unnecessary labor hours spent managing manual processes. Essex can provide visibility into inventory needs that highlight dead, excess, and at-risk inventory so that you can act. Over the last 5 years, especially, the food industry has really recognized the importance and the value that distribution brings. So before I pass things over to Joy, I would really like to encourage everyone on the call today to reach out to your local Essex rep. If you do not have someone that you're currently working with, you can reach out to myself or Julie Masker, and we will pair you with a rep that is local to your organization. Let's start the conversation on food protection and explore how it pertains to you. If not right now, maybe in the future. So we look forward to hearing from you and working with you. And with that said, I'll pass things over to Joy to continue the food protection discussion.
Thank you so much, Kim. Thanks, Julie, for the introduction, and Jerry and Jigging for hosting this. Give me a second here while I pull up my screen. And tell me if you can see my screen okay. Can you guys see it all okay?
There's a current lag, I believe.
Yeah, we can't see the
Oh,
presentation. It's just what you're seeing, Joy.
okay. Give me a second. Is it now okay?
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah. Sorry for the technology challenges. Also, I'm very new to the Zoom. We are Teams people here at Kerry. That being said, welcome everybody to the webinar of Food Protection and Preservation, jointly hosted by Essex and Kerry. And with further ado, I would like to go into what we have in store for you all today. So we are going to discuss about the current market scenario. I think Kim has given a very good background about why we need this. Because the current market scenario is challenging, and we'll know why it's challenging on terms of regulatory or what are the new ingredients, and kind of navigating in that space. And then the strategies to meet the market, like what is the current market wanting. And when we say market, it means us, consumers, as well as the processors and the producers. And then we'll go into some Kerry case studies, what Kerry does for this space, and as a food protection and preservation leader, we'll go into some of the case studies discussing how the ingredient technologies work, and what we bring to the world and the consumers. And then finally, how Kerry and Essex can be your food protection partners in helping you solve those challenges. To start with, just to give a background, like why we are discussing food protection and preservation. So, and those who are familiar with that of the preservation challenges, we all know like there has been huge number of recalls and outbreaks that has been in the past few years. And some of the reasons, and I always get this question that why is there are so many outbreaks and recalls that we are seeing nowadays than we have seen, say, 10 years before or 5 years before? The answer is the detection technology has gone really, it's really innovative and unique. So any outbreaks or recalls that you are seeing around, like like updated in your CDC website or FDA. So the detection is it is so innovative that it can detect the strains that are involved in the outbreaks, or say somebody has reported a food safety illness and all, like they can detect the strains, where it came from, which food product, and can trace back to all the way to that of the production facilities. So the detection and the tracing technology has really developed, which has helped the consumers in immense ways. Now they can know which product is involved in the food safety recall, or what not to eat or what not to purchase in the market. So everything, and there are so many forums in the social media now that these informations are shared by CDC as well as that of the FDA. So this has really helped consumers. However, if we take a step back and see that how this is impacting the industry, that's where my slide says today, like how it's impacting the industry. So when there is a recall, there is a huge impact on the dollars in the industry, which means like recalling all the products back, and that can lead to at least 10 millions of average food of recall costs that can be borne by the company or the producer, or whosoever is related in this change. And there has been 154 food safety recall in the last uh, 12 months. So if you do the math, it's huge amount of money that is impacting this food whole system, the food, and that leads to food waste, that leads to food, it also leads to scarcity in the market. You don't get the product that you are wanting because it's in the recall. So it's a multitude of things that impacts this industry when there is a food safety recall. So how, as a Kerry, the leader in the food protection preservation, how we can solve these challenges? Yes, we can. We can rely on better preservation technologies, better food safety technologies, and that's what we are going to see in the upcoming slides. What I'm going to share that how we and SX are working to solve these kind of challenges. And here is a little quote that came out in a meeting place. Those who are familiar with the meat industry probably knows this magazine Meeting Place. And this came out when there was a huge recall. Probably some of you all know with the Daily Meat, a very popular brand as well as that of the producer, got into this recall, which led to 13 deaths in the US due to Listeria monocytogenes. And what happened? So this recall that happened that led to these certain deaths, obviously it was a heavy impact on the brand as well as that of the processors, other processors who were not directly related to the brand. But what it meant for the food market is people stopped buying deli meat. So there was a sharp decline. So the recall which was kind of in the month of July. So from July, the sales went to really, uh, it went to the bottom, and then it continued over a period of months until September or October timeline. So what it means? So food safety, what we see is a collective responsibility, right? So it cannot be like, okay, yeah, that food manufacturing is not doing right things, maybe I will not be impacted. That's not the case. So everybody is equally impacted, be it the consumers, be it your industries who are producing it, as well as the other brands who are producing the same product. So this is about a Daily Meat case, and we have all seen how Daily Meat sells job. And if I have to think back in my household too, my wife started questioning, should we buy this brand or should we stop eating deli meats for a little bit. So everything it has a bigger impact. It's not about dollars. It has a bigger impact on the health, on the scares that comes from the consumers, that should we even try that food product anymore, or should we even and deli meat is my favorite. Like, I love deli meat sandwiches, and for me it always pains to see when this kind of recalls or outbreaks throws a whole scares in the industry, and it impacts everybody. Just to give you a list, like what has been there in the recent years, starting 2024. Now we are standing in 2026, and you can see like this, and this is a very short list. I said 154 recalls happen. This is just to show you uh, a very unique, unique fruit products that went into recalls. Well, we all know, like meat, it's meat, fresh produce, they always run a high risk, because of the nature, because meat sometimes is consumed, you consume it either raw, medium, and those, like, you have cooking preferences. So one of the reason is that, and also like fresh produce, it's consumed raw. So those are fine, like they are already risked by the FDA as number one and number two. But when you see this list, it's very unique food items that have gone into the recalls. If I have to pick some of them, was guacamole and salsa, because we all know, like, salsa, it's a low acid food. So why did it go into a recall? But it did. So things were not done properly. Went into a Listeria recall. Same with guacamole. I've never imagined that the guacamole would, because again, like, unlike salads or anything, like guacamole goes through processing, especially if you're having a guacamole dip. And and again, we saw that in the recall list too. And sometimes we have this thinking that, okay, if it's a frozen food product, it's good because it's not refrigerated, so less chances of recalls. But again, what we saw is frozen waffles were again hard hit by the recalls. Then meal kits, pasta, recent in very 2026, as we are talking. If you follow these recalls, and it's very easy to follow, like if you log into an Instagram or Facebook, you just follow food safety news or any kind of those forums, you can see these recalls coming up. And what we have seen recently is cheddar cheese. It got affected by E. coli 15787, which is very deadly. And then what we saw is meatloaf being impacted by salmonella, and the very recent is also cream cheese and tofu dressing. Again, very unique items here that got impacted by the recalls. And when I say the uniqueness of production because when you are producing a dip, it's not a single item. The multiple things goes into this. So how we are managing all this, and I'll shortly go into how to kind of build that thought process when you are developing a food product from a processor standpoint or a producer standpoint, what things to look at, where to focus on, like your most food safety risk challenges will go into there. So then, after now we know like the recalls have impacted the industry a lot in the last couple of years, more so than ever, and now we know like why it has impacted. But what makes it more challenging is the regulatory landscape, right? And it's all good for the consumers, right? Like now we are going through a regulatory shift in the whole industry where clean label is more promoted, which is great news for us consumers, because we don't want to see those labels that we cannot read ourselves. So clean label technology is promoted, and those who are familiar with the regulatory landscape, this has been really pushed hard by the Maha movement. So what it entails for the industry and as well as that of the consumers is targeted scrutiny of artificial ingredients, contaminants, or ultra processed foods. So those are being seen heavily by the regulatory landscape and through the government bodies, like how to fix those things, like how to clean up labels, or like not have ingredients which consumer cannot produce. So more leaning towards the kitchen cupboard ingredients and all that, as well as managing the expectation of not having any food safety recalls or any food safety challenges. So to do that, and also this is an interesting data that was shared by the Kerry team, was how do consumers, so now we know like the government is pushing hard for this, how do we feel as consumers? So we have seen a similar, if you've seen those green the green boxes, and if you see the data there, like 50% of us consumers in the US wants those to be removed anyway. So people don't like, and that's what the data is suggesting. People don't like BHA, BHT anymore. And again, if you see the breakdown, it's even hard to pronounce in a single pronunciation. So all those things that we don't want to see in the labels anymore. Same with sorbates, benzoates, EDTA on the short, natamycin. So all these have been also flagged by our consumers. At least 50% of them don't want to see these kind of labels. So now we are in a very interesting time. So now we have two aspects. Whereas when the government is discouraging the artificial ingredients, consumers don't want it. So what options are we left with when we are thinking as a food processor, or like a food manufacturer? So this is an extensive list that is like that all the technologies I have put together here, especially for listeria, because the list I was showing, listeria is the most prominent. 80% of those outbreaks and recalls were from listeria contamination. So this is the holistic list of how industry is approaching, and you can see here what has been the conventional ways and what has been the clean level ways. And if you see the conventional tools that we have, acetates, propionates, diacetyls, lactates, sorbent, benzoates, and we all know this conventional list because we see quite often in the labels. And the last data that I shared from Kerry, we don't want to see that anymore, those kind of ingredients. We don't want to see sorbates, benzoates, those kind of words, and we want to see more cleaner labels. So what's a cleaner label technology? So cleaner label technologies are coming from natural fermentation. So any plant source, you ferment it, you get those beautiful molecules and compounds, and those you can use for increasing shelf life or your food safety. So among that, on the top three things that comes to my mind while talking fermentation is organic acids are great, because it's our regular daily organic acids that we receive either from a citrus or anything that is acidic foods. You can get those organic acids naturally. So we are talking about that, harvesting that and utilizing as a food safety or preservation ingredient, or peptides comes naturally, as well as that of the extracts. And second is vinegar. Vinegar again is your kitchen cupboard ingredient. It's We have been using vinegar for a long time, and since my birth, I have seen it in the kitchen and using, like, like to change your flavor more towards acidic side. And we have new and improved technology which can be buffered and can be used as a food safety ingredient. So again, a very kitchen cupboard friendly ingredient that goes a long way in helping the food safety recalls and your preservation. And then taste system, some of the taste compounds which are added as a flavor, natural flavors, they also help as a secondary benefit of that, of the preservation. So that is also very useful, that your flavor compounds are helping with the preservation, so you can utilize that. And also cultures, we have bacteriophages that have been long been there in the industry, washing with carcass washing or anything that phages is a very good technology, clean technology that is used in the market. And also live cultures, live cultures are used in any kind of dairy basis, which also gives a lot of food protection or preservation. So where Katie plays, if you can all see the box, the green box, look, those are the technologies that Katie plays with, and the rest are all out in the market. And what we can do is sometimes two is better than one, and we all know it takes two to tango. So we can mix, or we can take two technologies together, or we can, like we can uh, like make a like a unique system with the two technologies together to help overcome those challenges. Because we all know that conventional systems do work, however they are not label friendly, sometimes had health implications. But with clean label, equally effective. And if sometimes it is as a single ingredient, it might not, but you can also do a system where we are putting two things together. So multifunctional technologies goes a long way in the clean label approach to give the same functionality as that of your conventional ingredients. So moving on to where so now you have learned about what problems we have with the recalls, food safety challenges, and then we have seen a regulatory which is more favoring towards a clean label technology. Now we have seen like what tools we have in the clean label, what was conventional. So where do we come in this whole picture? The Kerry and the Essex, like how we can help you. So now you have a recall challenge, you want to mitigate that, but you cannot use any unclean ingredients or a conventional ingredient, what we call. So you need to think about how you're going to develop a food product. So you have to do a reformulation. So you have to take the words that are in the label that are not consumer friendly, and you have to go towards a cleaner label. So reformulation is, especially if you have a product already in the market, and like it's how it's formulated, it has been done, say in the last 5 years you have not done any reformulation, but now that all these things are coming up, you are thinking about reformulation. So we can be a partner to that and help you solve those challenges. Because whenever there is a reformulation, the three things that comes to any processors or any scientist's mind or a product developer is time, cost, and the labor. Because it's a huge challenge, right? Reformulation means you are taking out an ingredient which was working, for the last 5 years, but now you are taking out and you are putting new, which means you have to do studies. Like, say, it's for preservation, you have to do validation studies, you have to do tasting studies like sensory. You have to do, and if you think that it's like if your processor requires say consumer panels and all that, so you have to do all that by yourself. So that's where we come in. Like, how can we help? Because this is like I said, like it's a collective responsibility. You don't have to do it all by yourself. We can help you. How we can help you? We can help you, like, gather those data, like uh, if we change the ingredient, whether it will meet the same shelf life or not. Or if you are changing our antioxidant system from a BHA BHT to a cleaner or greener label, how that is going to impact, what would be the dosage rate. There could be many questions, and those going through these questions would all cost you time, labor, or to get those answers figured out. So we already have that in the Kerry in-house which we're offering through Essex, like all these great help either through advanced physical and chemical capabilities right here at Cary. Like we are located in Beloit, Wisconsin, where we have 21st century labs. Like we have labs that can give you those data, that give you those, like what is the formulation needed, how much dosing is needed, and also like everything is led by science. Like in the team, the food protection team, we have 16 plus PhD scientists. Then we publish with all the thought leaders, universities, all the top tier universities that you see around the country. We publish with them. So all this expertise that Kerry has can help you to get there faster. And then the micro expertise, we have very unique tools of accelerating all these studies. Acceleration data generation platform, where we use data generation as well as the AI to solve all these challenges, and all these would be available to you. So what's how the workflow stands here is, once you give us the input like, hey, this is the ingredient, we want to clean it up, we are going to go into an accelerated data generation platform, give you those accurate dosings, and then we go for a trial. And all this happens in a month of time. In 1 or 2 weeks, you will have the dosing necessary for your trial. So that is how we have sped up time with the help of the AI as well as that of the data generation platform. And finally, to launch. So gone are the days where you have to think, oh, it's a food safety ingredient, my shelf life is 2 years. Do I have to wait 2 years? No, you don't. All you have to wait is 1 month to get to where we go for a trial. And once the trial is done, we're going to use accelerated platforms and we are going to deliver you in 6 to 7 months. So that takes up the entire, from starting to that of the trial and the launch timeline. It shortens it to fraction of a time, which is at least 5 to 10 months of your developmental pipeline or the growth. So that being said, here is a case study. Really like to show like how we materialize this. So this was one of, again, one of the very big challenges in the market is guacamole. Probably you have seen this in your home too. Once you open a ripe guacamole, you let it sit in the counter for a few hours, boom, it turns brown. What happens? It oxidizes. So what we have seen in the current market, like say guacamole dips or anything that you are using spread, they are using sodium acid pyrophosphate. So that's, or potassium sorbate for the food safety challenges. So what we have seen here, that using that ingredient helps it to keep that it doesn't go brown that easy. But we have seen that giving after 44 hours it does go brown with that ingredient too. But again, I mean, read, sodium acid pyrophosphate is again been banned by a lot of premium chains, as well as with the recent regulatory push, these ingredients are flagged. So what we are offering here, we clean up the label, and after cleaning up the label, what you have in the label is avocado salt, vinegar, which is our kitchen covered ingredient, and a natural flavor. With that, you are taking off all those labels that is either being banned by your premium chains or your regulatory pushes to clean up those products. So here we have, we solved two challenges here. We cleaned up the label. We did not compromise on the efficacy. For if you see 0 hours and 40 hours, carry treatment at 1.5% is still the same. Is looking great compared to what we have seen with the controls. So freshness and appearance was maintained. Label was cleaned up, and also the premium chains that were blocking you from putting your products in their chains or the market is now open to you. So we solved multiple challenges just by cleaning up the label. So, and we are not limited to just, I know, like I have been showing a lot of dressings and dips and everything. So we are not limited to that. So you see this whole screen that we can help you operate in is meat, bakery, meals, dairy, pet, freshness, oxidation prevention, color control, all those things. And those are the highlights that from this slide is, we can help you control your mold and yeast, lactic acid bacteria, listeria, salmonella, E. coli, freshness, color control, oxidation prevention is all being done under this one roof of Kerry Food Protection Preservation, and our SX partners helps to bridge that gap of bringing you to us to unlock this whole potential for your business. So here I'll go quickly through the case studies. I know we have an interest of time. So for that to start with, we'll go with the ranch dressing, like what we are solving here. So again, this problem was same. What we have is premium salad dressings. Like we have a no list that does not allow potassium sorbate to be present in there. However, we want the same shelf life 1 year, which is achieved by the potassium sorbate. So what do we do? So we went and did a study with the offering that Kerry has, and especially for this kind of dressing, those who knows fine, but those who don't know, like lactic acid, bacteria, yeast are your top challenges, and those, and especially yeast is like notorious. Being a microbiologist, that's the most tough organism I have to deal with is the yeast, because controlling yeast is not easy. So for controlling those LAB and the yeast for a year worth of time at room temperature is a very difficult task. So, however, we have made this possible with the Kerry Global Research Network. We have patented this solution, and this solution comes it helps to control you those lactic acid, bacteria, and the yeast for a year worth of time, giving you the same shelf life as that of the sorbate. So this is one of them, and also it labels as vinegar natural flavor, also helping cleaning up your label. The second one I would go into case study fresh salad. Again, I said that fresh salad always ranks top on the food safety risk for the FDA. Again, what we are showing here, if you had a sorbet that was helping you to go to a 45-day shelf life, you can take that off once you put the Kerry treatment in. Same labels as either vinegar or natural flavor. Those labels, if you see the graph, we are able to maintain the same shelf life. So yes, there is a challenge, regulatory push, but we have those solutions already validated that will help you get there faster. Refrigerated bowls, we have refrigerated bowls which we all know, like at the end of the day, sometimes we don't have the energy to make dinners and all. We take this home, just heat it up in our mic, and we have it. So those again poses a huge risk of listeria, because we have seen that some of them were called out in the listeria outbreaks. So what I'm showing here is the same thing, like especially if the product does not have any antimicrobial system in it, it can go back in just like 15 to 20 days. That is not even a good enough days to put a product in the shelf and expect consumers to buy it. And even if you buy it and if you store it in the refrigerator for like 5 to 7 days, you're not getting that much of time as a consumer too. So what we have developed a unique system. Again, it labels as vinegar natural flavor, that you can take those shelf life from 15 days to more than 60 days or 70 days. And these are all natural ingredients we are talking about. So no sorbates, no benzoates, just clean and green ingredients from your kitchen cupboard. And if you see that I have shown the bowls, those were bloated versus Kerry treatment bowls, which are not bloated at the same timeline. And Listeria, I have shown that this is the main problem for anything that is refrigerated as well as that of the frozen. We have recently learned. So in this one, Kerry treatments provide a flat line, which means the Listeria is not growing over that period. And this is again, like I said, like there are numerous case studies that we have done, and it does not limit to just these three. We have numerous case studies on the meat side, dairy side. So please feel free to reach us to our SX partners, where we can show you what we have done over the last 25 years that we have been in the business with Kerry Food Protection Preservation, numerous studies, and how we are utilizing technologies and everything to help you there. And this is just a snapshot of what has been declared no by most of your premium chains or your grocery chains, as well as that of the regulatory is BHA, BHT, and I'm not going to read all everything out, but the message here in this slide is what Kerry and Essex alternatives that we are offering labels as either vinegar, natural flavor, or you can see like cultured skim milk. So if you are taking natamycin now, so with a cleaner label, it's gonna be cultured skim milk. So very clean and green label that will give you the same efficacy. And Kerry and Essex partners to deliver you this solution, all the research expertise, all the fun technologies that we have got in the lab to help you solve all these challenges, to enabling you to reduce R&D time and spend. Because as we all know, R&D time and spend is getting costlier and costlier day by day. Any validation or challenge study that you are requiring to do for any of your third party lab networks or any other universities, is if you're putting treatments, is going to cost you at least 30 to $40,000. But we can help you there with our technologies, partnering with us, kind of learning the what we have got and ultimately going to a solution. So what we have is integrated combined solutions. So we will provide you the solutions after analyzing all the problems with our advanced technologies capabilities, lab networks, and then the accelerated time development, right? And that's where we save a lot of the time, because going through a normal scenario, doing challenge studies over and over again, it's going to take you at least 2 to 3 years just to get to the product launch. But we have scaled down time, and we have sped up the time, like I said, and we can do the 2 to 3 years of work in just 2 to 3 months, making you ready for the trial. And those trial efficacies that we have seen is 95%. So when we give recommendations through our data generation network, you go into a trial with a 95 to 99% confidence that this is just one last trial I have to do, or maybe another trial just to validate what you have done in the first trial. So in just uh, 1 month of time, and you are on the trial, and you validate your product. So in a year's worth of time, or a less than year's worth of time, your product is already on the market. And we partner with a lot of like I said, like good universities throughout the US, top tier universities to publish data. And you would see us in the IFT, like we present around 80 to 90 posters every year in IFT, and as well as that of the IFP. So all kinds of the conferences, AOCA. So you will see us. Please feel to reach us there too. If not here, we are pretty much we are everywhere. So finally, this is my last slide. What we have is Kerry predictive modeling that is available for all of you. Just you have to put down your email, and you have to click on this. Once you click on the link, you put down your email. You will be able to use Kerry predictive modeling network, and that would help you on Listeria formulations, where you can put your own formulation, and then the formulation you want to go for with the cleaner labels. And once you put there, and it will show you on a click all the graphs. If it's a flat line, it's not Listeria growing. And so you can have all this at your fingertip. So it is already available, Kerry Listeria predictive model, as well as the Kerry bakery model. And if you don't find links or cannot access it, please reach out to Essex, and Essex partners can help you navigate these resources. And again, I don't want to say it again, but we all know the great benefits of the predictive modeling tool, or the AI, like we all use now Chat GPT or Copilot. Just like to think this as a Chat GPT for your preservation technology. So and all these data are backed up from the Kerry preservation, where we generate at least 20,000 data curves every week, and all this is powering this model. So very precise recommendation and very accurate recommendations you'll be getting from this model. Well, with that, thank you. I know we have some time for questions, so I'll be stop sharing and would give back the screen to the host.
Okay, thank you so much for that presentation. I do have a question. If anybody does have questions, please put them in the Q&A box. There is a question from Cynthia Hayes. What compounds in flavorings assist in preservation? I make a snack food using flavorings, but am concerned about shelf life and stability for preservation.
Yeah, great. And I can take that, Jerry. So great question, Cynthia. So yes, so we do have natural flavorings for this space where it can give you both the shelf life as well as the freshness benefit, especially when it comes to snack. You would run into a problem of freshness, which is the antioxidants and all that. So our all the products that we have in this line are natural flavor. So natural flavor will help you um, take care of the preservation aspect as well as that. And if you are already putting natural flavor, this can be well suited in your label. So yes, we can help you. So please reach out through Kim or Julie, our SX partners, to get to where we have the solutions ready for you and can help you in the formulating of a cleaner snack.
Okay. I do not see any other questions. If we just want to wait maybe 10, 15 seconds. And okay. Oh, here's another one. Oh, what is the link? Can you give us the link? And I'll type it in.
Yes, Jerry, we I would share that with our SX partners, and definitely they can share it with you, Cynthia.
Okay.
And I mean the model link, correct? I think that's what she's asking.
The model link? Yes.
Yes, perfect.
Okay. We will share that with all of you. Okay. I think that's all. Thank you again to all our presenters, Joy, for that very insightful presentation, and also to Kim for giving us a really great overview of what Essex Ingredients what Essex Ingredients does. And Julie, thank you so much for your support. This webinar was actually done because of the support and the sponsorship of Essex Ingredients. Thank you all.
Thank you,
Okay, I
Jen.
think we'll close out the webinar for now. And we can all access the recording online.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Okay.